What's up, guys? It's your boy Just Measy. Welcome to part 1 of the Ultimate Sub-Zero Guide. And in part 1, we're going to mainly focus on offense. So Sub-Zero's best buttons is pretty much standing 1. Standing 1 is great for staggering, right? It's 0 on block. You know, if your opponent's respecting you throughout the match, you can throw that out and grab. You know what I mean? You can also bait out armor with that. A standing one's pretty good, but the only problem is the range. You have to be pretty much up close. So that's a good pressure tool. But the better button, which is Sub-Zero's best button, is Quick Chill, which is standing 2, right? Now this move right here. One second. Yeah, this move right here is perfect to catch people move right in. Look at the range on it. Look how far this move reaches. This is Sub-Zero's best button. Look, that whiffs. That whiffs. Look how far that reaches. And it's easy to hit confirm. Right? So that's Sub-Zero's best button, is standing 2. The next best button is actually his poke. This poke also reaches really far. So where the standing 1 doesn't reach, poke does. Because poke starts in 7 frames as well, right? The same as this one. So poke is Sub-Zero's second best button, but he has the best poke in the game. One of the best pokes. The reason why standing 2 is his best button is because he can hit confirm it. Standing 1 he really can't. All he can really do is check, take his turn back, you know, create many situations with down 1, right? But all of his pokes are good. Down 1 and down 4 is really good for spacing because it has pushback. And down 3 has no pushback, but it's really good for low profiling high attacks, projectiles. And it's good for a clone setup, but we'll get more on that later on. So yeah, that's all Sub-Zero's pokes, his best buttons. Now his best strings, right? 1-2 gapless and 4-4. I don't have it pinned here, but 4-4 is gapless, which is circle, circle. Those 2 strings are gapless. So you want to utilize these strings for people that's like playing like animals and just constantly armoring on you. Right? You got, you know, 2-1 hit confirm, 1-2 hit confirm. You got 3-4, which is a good combo starter, but you need cameo, right? You need cameo to combo back 3, right? And there's another one, 3-4. The only problem with 3-4, the difference between 3-4 and back 3-4 is back 3-4 is safe, right? -5. 3-4 is -7. And that's safe in most situations, but there's certain characters like Liu Kang and Li Mei that can punish it. So I wouldn't really use this on block. It's great to combo, and we'll get more on comboing that with cameos, you know, in different situations. But yeah, for the most part, you want to stick with 3-4 on block, because it gives you a situation where you could duck, you could poke after, you can armor if you bait out a button. But yeah, those are Sub-Zero's best buttons and strings. What's up, guys? This is the second segment of the video for offense, part 1. And the second segment we're going to talk about is special moves, right? So these are all Sub-Zero special moves, aside from clone. We're going to save that for its own section. So we got the ice ball, ice clone charge, ice slide, dive kick, and deadly vapors, right? You know, Sub-Zero got a nice little variety of special moves, right? So first is ice ball, right? It's a high. It's very slow. In situations like that, it's not really worth the trade, because look how slow it is. I can even preemptively throw it. I know this is Sub-Zero versus Sub-Zero, but we're gonna go over each matchup. Oh, I'm a bot. I'm ass. I'm ass. Don't worry about the optimals. But yeah, basically that's the Sub-Zero Ice Ball. When you want to throw it, you want to throw it really when you're trying to get a trade. It's not, you don't want that to be your main projectile tool because everybody else's projectiles pretty much beat it. So what you want to do is throw these two projectiles out, which is Ice Clone Charge, Deadly Vapors, and you know, you want to block, highs, duck, and then throw Ice Ball out. And another time to throw Ice Ball out is if you call out a projectile. You know what I mean? Those are ugly ass opties, but we're not worried about the opties right now. We're worried about the special moves. So yeah, that's pretty much when you want to use Ice Ball. Ice Ball is the best special move in every game except for this one for some reason. The Ice Ball is ass, and you know, I'm hoping it gets buff. But until it does, you know, this move is relatively useless, if I'm being honest. Like, there's situations where, you know, like that, where it's pretty decent. That's pretty much it. And there's other situations with different cameos, but I'm just giving you an idea. Right? And I dropped another combo because I'm ass. But then we have the Ice Clone Charge. Now this move right here, right? This is a move. This is a projectile, but I utilize Ice Clone Charge, and I think you guys all should utilize Ice Clone Charge as a spacing tool, right? This particular special move I use when I want to create distance, right? Because this move is very punishable, right? You know, situations where you could jump in it, you could dash on it. You know what I mean? Right? There's situations like that. So I utilize this tool best as a spacing tool. You know what I mean? And you want to create distance before you ever just throw out this move, because like I said, somebody could just jump or somebody could dash in and punish you. So that's what this button, I like to do this button, back up a little bit, throw it out. Always make sure you have some type of distance, but not too much, because then it won't reach. Next button is slide, right? Hold next special move. You know the slide properties already. It's his wake up attack. It's great going under high projectiles. And it's armor. His armor is really good for calling out projectile, right? Look. Oh, look how far that reaches. And then, you know, obviously with some cameos you can combo. So that's the thing slide is good for. And also with some cameos like Cyrax and Katana Fan Lift, you could combo from slide. But slide is a great combo ender, right? Because it pushes them closer to the corner, and that's where Sub-Zero wants to be if he wants to establish offense. Other than that, he wants to play space. So the next special move is dive kick. So in certain distances, the dive kick is actually safe. Like far back is safe, but the problem with it being far back is they can easily outspace it, right? They can see it coming from a mile away. And then outspace it. You can also up block punish it. But usually you want to do dive kick in situations where if somebody's anti-airing you a lot with stand 1, you want to use dive kick, it'll catch them perfectly. And you also want to use dive kick when someone's mash and poke. That's the best time to use dive kick in my opinion. And dive kick has many ways to hit confirm, right? You can hit confirm with 3-4. You can also, you can obviously hit confirm with 1-2. You can hit confirm with 2-1. You can even hit confirm. You can even hit confirm if you time it right. You know what I mean? You can hit confirm with standing 4. Right? So that's dive kick, and then deadly vapors is his main tool combo start. Actually, you know, you can meterless combo it. Right. You know, you can use it as your main combo starter. So yeah, it's pretty much Sub-Zero special moves. And then now we're gonna get to clone. What's up, guys? This is segment 3 of part 1 offense. And we're gonna talk about corner carrying and clone, right? So clone is more of a get the fuck away from me tool. You know, it's a tool to catch people slipping. It's more of a defensive tool. But there's ways you can utilize it on offense, right? You can do 2-1, the clone, right into a corner carry. There's also situations where you can do 1-2, clone, once again right into a corner carry. Right? So, now we got them in a corner. Right? So you can use clone pretty much mid-screen offensively when you land air sequences like I just showed you. And you can also, now that Sub-Zero got little buffs from the last patch, you could combo with clone in the corner, right? Forward 1-2 combos and 1-2 combos, right? Those are like 4 situations where you're using clone offensively. There's many other ways. You know, if you could get your opponent airborne, you know what I mean? Like situations like that or whatever. And yeah, so Sub-Zero's clone work in the corner is actually really good. That's when you want to utilize, you know, stuff like this. Right, you get that little setup. You know, you get to trap people pretty much with the corner. You know what I mean? You get to dictate the pace when you got them in the corner with clone. You know, you could stand 2, down 3, grab them. This is why clone is very good and very strong in a corner. That's more defensively, but offensively, like I showed you before. I don't know why I did that. That's if they're not blocking. Right? So, yeah, clone is very strong in the corner. Against some characters, you know, it's obviously other characters that can block it, but you want to utilize clone mostly in combos. That you can do on every character, right? This sequence right here, I could do on every single character. Right? Every character. Yeah, but we'll talk more defensively clone use when, you know, we're talking about defense, but right now is offense. And yeah, that's pretty much for the end of segment 3 for clone and corner carry. What's up, guys? This is part 1 offense, segment 4, damage and optimals, and this is where shit gets a little fucking fun, and I can, you know, show you guys just some little shit I know. And so, to start this part off, guys, I don't want to see none of this shit right here. Throw that shit in the garbage, right? I don't want to see no 1-2 bounce. Fuck that corny shit. What I want to see is 2-1. That's what I want to see. That's the optimal, right? This optimal, this optimal, this optimal, this optimal. That's the fucking Sub-Zero optimals right there, right? That is what's gonna maximize your damage with Sub-Zero. Obviously, if you land the raw back two, if somebody's sleeping, but we're not gonna do raw back twos. We're gonna do all pay confirms. If I see this shit right here, 31%, I want to throw up, bro. Oh wait, like I said, this is what the fuck I want to see. Look at that. 33%, almost 34%, much fucking better, right? I want to see that 2-1 in the air, right? And I want to see shit like this. Like, you only could really do it on defensive and punish situations where you can land like standing 4. We'll get more of that on defense. But I want to see more Sub-Zeros utilize that. You know what I mean? Look at this shit. It's so much better. You get so much more damage. And another thing you could do, a lot of Sub-Zeros do this shit 1-2. I don't want to see that shit. I don't want to see it, right? I want to see that. That's fucking big boy shit right there. That's little dick shit. Oh, I'm ass. Obviously, that's chameleon combos. I don't want to showcase too much of that until we get to cameos. But yeah, that's Sub-Zero's damage and optimal routes, right? Remember, standing 3, standing 4, 1-2, 2-1. I don't want to see this shit, right? I don't want to see that. That's fucking hot potato, garbage nonsense. I want to see some real. I want to see that. You know what I mean? Or I want to see this. That's what I want to fucking see. But alright, guys. That's segment 4, damage/optimals. We'll go over more combos, some swaggy combos when we get to the cameo portion of the video. Guys, so this is part 1 offense. We're on segment 5, safe jumps. Now, Sub-Zero safe jumps are very good. And a lot of you are probably wondering what the fuck is a safe jump. Well, a safe jump is a situation where you can jump, do a jump attack, and it can even break armor, right? Basically, when you jump in the air, you're safe because you're coming down right on top of their head. Let me just show you guys an example. Look, that's a safe jump. You see how I just broke his armor? Death, right? That's just 2 safe jump sequences, right? You have to know this as Sub-Zero, right? So Sub-Zero's startup, his wake-up attack is pretty good, 14 frames. So he has one of the best wake-ups, 14 frames. Some of the cats, their wake-ups take a little longer, so you have more of a window to do the safe jump. Safe jumps are great for people that armor a lot, right? Look, not all the time it works. It has to be timed perfectly. Has to be timed perfectly, But it's just situations like that where you could just give yourself such an advantage, right? Now, say they don't wake up. Now, if they don't wake up and you go for the safe jump setup, it gives you mix, right? We're gonna do stance. See? It gives you pressure, it gives you mix. It's very good, and you have to use safe jumps to Sub-Zero. You know what I mean? It's like you have to. Because some opponents don't want to hold the mix, they don't want to guess, they don't want to react. They just want to mash, they just want to go crazy. So you see how it says down here, hit advantage 41? Whenever it's around the 40 range, that's how you know you timed your safe jump properly, right? Now, if I do something like this, let me give you an example. That's 40. That's also good. That's a safe jump. I gotta give you guys an example of what's not a good safe jump. Oh, that's 46. That's a safe jump. You always want to look at the hit advantage, right? As long as the hit advantage is around 40, then that means you have an opportunity to break the opponent's armor, right? Like, what I'm trying to say is there's situations in the corner. Sorry. Look, that's only 36. That's not good. Right? Because now if we put him... See? It comes out fast, right? As opposed to doing something that's 40, right? That has 40 hit advantage. I fucked that up. Like, this is how you know Sub-Zero's armor is really fast, which is really good. I'm a fucking dropper. There we go. That's timed right. Like, look how much damage he ate before he even got the bar. That's what you want to do. That, my friends, are safe jumps to segment 6, which is Flowchart / American Reset. So if you guys don't know what a flowchart is just having a variety of moves and utilizing it. You know? Putting everything that you learned based on offense and just putting it all together in different sequences, right? Flowchart could be used offensively and it could be used defensively. So, for example, earlier I gave you a prime example of flowchart, right? Now, if you're doing this and you're always going for neutral duck after, what's your opponent going to do? Your opponent is going to adapt. You know what I mean? Your opponent is going to adapt and make reads. So, flowchart is you just want to constantly mix up all of your options, right? Like, so this, for example, right? Flowchart works perfectly when it comes to clone. You don't want to forward 1 clone, you know, forward 1, 2 clone every single time, right? You want to forward 1, block, poke, space, use spacing, then you want to do clone. You know what I mean? This, you know, block a projectile clone. You know what I mean? You just want to keep your entire flowchart different. You don't want to play with a built-in strategy of, oh, I'm going to do this, I'm going to do that. You want to play the game off reads. You know what I mean? You want to play the game off reads. You want to play the game off situations you gotta have situational awareness at all times, right? So for another instance, I also gave this example, right? Sorry about that. Now, if your opponent, right, is constantly jumping in, right? And you keep up blocking. This is more defensively. I actually, my bad. I'm jumping a little ahead of myself here. We're talking about offense. All right. We're talking about offense here. So offense, yeah, basically you don't want to end your strings the same way. You want to end your strings differently. Like for instance, sorry about got that. You want to end your strings a little differently. Remember I told you this? You don't always want to end your string in that, right? Even though you get less damage. Sorry about that. I'm a fucking dropper. Boom, look at that. Look how much space you create. Boom. Great spacing, great situational awareness, right? This creates many, like, you know what I mean? Now I'm not up in this person's face to where they can wake up grab, wake up armor. Now I put myself up. Let me just do it real quick. Now I put myself at this distance. Where I could deadly vapor, I could do this, I could bait in and jump in, and I just have all of my space. This is all a part of having a flowchart. You want to end your combos differently, because if you keep ending your combo the same way, your opponent's going to catch on and fucking destroy you. Now, American Reset. American Reset, Flowchart, they kind of go in the same existence, only because when I say you want to end your combos differently, this is exactly what I mean, right? Now, let me give a corner sequence. Right? The optimal is this, right? You get 36%. I'm a fucking dropper. Sorry about that, guys. This is so ass right now. Alright, I showed you the optimal. This is something a lot of other people do. It gives you 24 hit advantage. That gives you 25 hit advantage. You see what I mean? You just want to end your combos differently. Sometimes you don't even want to end in clone, right? You don't even want to clone them. Why? Because now you have clone available. You know what I mean? I am fucking dropping everything, and my apologies. But that's what I mean by flowchart, right? That's all flowchart. That's just keeping your combos different, your Oki different, all your situations different. You're keeping your opponent guessing at all times of what you're going to do. But if you have the same patterns, then your opponent will catch on and do different sequences. Like, for example, if you're trying to bait out a wake-up attack a lot and you wake up blocking, they could just wake up, grab you. Situations like that. Now, an American Reset. Basically, an American Reset is sometimes, don't use this all the time, but you can sometimes catch your opponent off guard and catch your opponent slipping with an American Reset. If you guys noticed in my 100% health comeback video, I tend to drop combos purposely because then it creates a situation where your opponent is getting up right away. And they don't even know what the fuck they're gonna get hit by, right? Look at that. The opponent is going to be so confused. Oh, I keep dropping it. It's so frustrating. That's American Reset. You just want to have different options or whatnot. Excuse my combo drops, guys. I had a long day trying to record this. But anyways, thank you guys. This is the first portion of the video, which is offense. Thank you guys tuning in. Part 2 is going to be all about defense and how to utilize defense with Sub-Zero.